Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at substitution as we substitute things into a formula as part of equations and formula and also algebra. So what is the importance of substituting? Well, in life, we're given a lot of formulas, whether that be the amount of medicine that a child needs to take or how to calculate the area of something. And we need to substitute values into it, such as maybe for the amount of medicine that a child needs to take, their age or their weight or their other factors that may play a part in there. Now, there is a rule that I like to tell my students, and that is put negatives in brackets to avoid silly mistakes. Now, you don't have to do this, but it makes life a lot easier when you're doing things like squaring negative numbers or adding or subtracting negative numbers. It makes it a lot more easier for you to avoid a silly mistake. The aim for today's video is for you to be able to substitute values into any given formula and find the correct solution. So let's go through a few examples. So for these examples, I've used the same variables. I've said that A will always equal 5, B will always equal 2, C will always equal negative 2, and D will always equal 1. So find the value if we have A times B times C. And to make it more clear for you, I've color coordinated. So all the A's are yellow, all the B's are red, all the C's are green, and all the D's are blue. So let's go through the first one. It says A times B times C. So I'm going to substitute a 5 wherever there's an A, 2 wherever there's a B, and substitute a negative 2 wherever there's a C. So this equals 5 times 2 times negative 2. So when I work that out, simply have to type it in the calculator, or you can work it out manually as well. Then you get negative 20. Because 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. Let's go on to example 2. Example 2 says A times B, and then whatever that answer is, minus C. So A times B is 5 times 2 minus 2. Now see here where the brackets are so important, because that minus and a minus becomes a plus. So 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, which equals 12. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this. Let's keep going. Example 3. A squared times B times C squared. So 5 squared times 2 times negative 2 squared. And this is again another reason why putting the negative in brackets is so important. If you have a Casio calculator, if you put that negative outside, just negative 2 squared, you'll get a different answer. You'll get an incorrect answer than if you put the negative 2 in brackets. Go ahead and try it. So when we find the answer to this, we simplify it, we get 200. Let's move on to the next part. For the next part, I should put an extra set of brackets just for the calculator. So I have A times B, and that answer minus D, and whatever the answer to all of that is, square root. So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. Square root of 9 equals 3. And you can do it step by step, but avoid silly mistakes. Let's go on to example 5. Example 5 says A over B plus D over A. So let's substitute all of our values in. 5 over 2 plus 1 over 5. And as we know, whenever we're adding or subtracting fractions, the denominator has to be the same. If the denominator is not the same, we use the butterfly method. And the butterfly method here is we get this denominator and multiply top and bottom of this. And then we get the second denominator and multiply top and bottom of the first fraction, as you can see there. So 5 times 5 is 25, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. When the denominator is the same, we only write it once. We simplify that to 27 over 10, which then equals 2.7. Let's move on to the last example. The last example says a times c and that whole answer squared minus c. So a is 5 and c is negative 2. So 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. So negative 10 squared. And then minus minus, because you have minus c minus becomes a plus. So minus 10 squared is 100, plus 2 is 102. I've got a few questions here for you to try yourself. Give it a shot. Pause the video, give it a shot, and then unpause it to come back and look at the recommended answers. Hopefully you got them all right. And now you understand how to substitute into a formula and get a correct answer. If you had any troubles, go back and watch the video again. Till next time, take care guys.